Good, 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 good. Good. Ha ha ha. No, it says that I'm live. I have no idea if anyone is appearing. If you are, I really much thank you. Thank you very much. So, let me just look and see certain information about various things. By the way, I did come prepared for this. And the information is not there. So without further ado, let's get on to the subject of this video. This is the race preview for the Sodi World Series. The race is actually going to be tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Now, many people don't really understand the Sodi World Series. Essentially, I drew a bit of a diagram for you. It's going to be one qualifying session, one race session, a second race session, and a third race session. The qualifying session lasts from 10 to 15 minutes. It's a practice session as well, so the drivers can get used to driving the cars. And the fastest time in this session will decide the starting positions for the first race, which is going to be 15 to 20 laps. It's quite a long-ish race, which really does put physical strain on you. It's the exact same format for the second race and the third race. They're just going to have like a 30-minute interval between them. Now, as I said, it was supposed to start at about 9:30 and it's supposed to end about 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. Now, you can expect videos anytime after that. It takes a fair amount of time for me to edit the videos before I can publish them. Also, regarding the videos, if you're subscribed to my channel, you'd probably know that I was publishing a fair amount of videos in the past 2 hours. What was happening was there was a bit of an issue. There were raw video files that were uploading themselves. I didn't want that to happen, it just happened accidentally. Oh, look at that, another one just got published. Anyway, if you see anything that's written what day are we today? 6th. May 6th, they are not real videos, they're just raw video files. I'm gonna edit them into another video. Now, further on. So, as you know, in Montreal, it's flooding. If you didn't know, check out some of my other videos. They, for some reason, get about 10,000 views now. Who knew that I've become so popular? Anyways, it might rain tomorrow during the race. But anyways, the race will still go on. So, people don't understand. Why would the race stop if it is going to rain? Now, the reason why is because this is the type of tire that we would use during the race. It's called a slick tire. So this tire has no tread pattern whatsoever. The point of this is to improve the overall grip by increasing overall surface area of the tire, therefore increasing the amount of grip. Now, in wet conditions, the tire tends to float on top of the water because it acts like, a lubricating barrier, meaning you end up losing grip. That is why racers often have a secondary set of race tires that are for the wet weather. They have grooves in them. The grooves don't actually give grip, they just allow you to clear the water away, therefore dry out the circuit faster, or even reach the actual tarmac. So these grooves here clear away the water, so you can end up having grip. But if the conditions dry out, you end up having no grip and you destroy your tires incredibly quickly. A secondary purpose for these tires is to actually produce a bit of heat, because in the water it really does take away from radiating heat and you end up losing grip. So these blocks move around and therefore giving you grip. However, in the Sodi World Series we will end up doing slicks most likely. Now it'll make more of a challenge for us drivers, and I will probably have an advantage because check out one of my other races. It is in slicks in wet conditions. I end up getting a podium. Look at that, it's a really cool race. I did some of my best overtaking in that race. Now further on, let's move on with a couple of the pieces of equipment that I'll be using. So for the race, if you see any onboard footage, it'll probably be on this GoPro camera. Now it has a specific mount and various other things. The quality is usually quite good, but you won't be able to hear much because of the engine sounds. If you would have seen a couple of my other videos, you would have seen that I did use the GoPro and it was clicking a lot. Hopefully this problem would have been solved by then. Now another camera that I will be using is this JVC Averio. Now I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. I would love to. But the point of this is to be able to see exactly from outside the circuit, so from a higher eagle point view, so you can see the whole circuit and how the race is unfolding, and see other things around me that you wouldn't see with the GoPro camera, which is only on board, and if anything it's only going to be facing forward. Now, if you were to see my other races, you would see clearly that I was wearing a helmet camera. However, that is a different one. It's called a Sport DV. Now, it has weird formats of video files, which is why I'm not going to use it for this round. You might end up seeing it in races in the near future, but probably not for this one. Now, let's move on with the various pieces that actually came with the GoPro. This is so cool, I mean, seriously. Now, let's move on. What else do we have now? We have the equipment that I'm going to use in the race. Yes, I am going to do a video about that, and it's this one. So, first of all, it's the race suit. You saw me wearing it in some of my other videos. It's tear-proof, a bit fireproof, and it's becoming a bit small for me now. So, yeah, it's cool. Next, my race boots that many people comment on me knowing a lot about boots. These are the fireproof boots. They're quite cool, aren't they? Good. Now, next up, I have my neck guard. This really does prevent you from breaking your neck. Cool, no? Next, the balaclava. You often see me wearing a black one in wintertime because that's the only color I have other than this one. And it does keep me very warm. Now, the helmet. This is how you're gonna recognize me. Is it cool? No, it's fluo green, yellow. Woohoo! Now, let's move on to the next piece of equipment, which is the rib protector. Now, you might not have ever seen one of these before, but they essentially go around your waist and prevent your ribs from breaking when you hit a corner, or when you hit a corner curb, sorry, and you end up jolting your ribs into the seat, and that can end up cracking a rib. Not fun. I'm lucky to have not ever suffered that. So, very important piece of equipment. And last but not least, the gloves. So, I made another video about them. These ones are fireproof gloves. Cool. And I might also bring a bit of tape to put around my thumbs because I might end up getting blisters. Now, that's not to mention any under the suit fireproof wear that I might be wearing. It's not actually fireproof, but anyway, it makes me look more professional. So you might end up seeing some videos in the early morning, me talking about exactly what's going to happen, how the race format is going to be once more, and it might happen in the morning and at various other points during the day, and you can expect races anytime after that. Also, did you know that it's next weekend, the next race of the Sodi World Series on the 13th of May, Saturday, at the exact same time as now. Let's hope it won't rain. And even if it does, we're going to be racing, because racing drivers have little minds and they are pathetic, and yeah, I should stop talking. Good, so we're approaching the end of the video. It's nearly 10 minutes. Can you believe I've been talking for that long? Now, I do have to say that racing is a bit expensive. It's not the most maintainable thing to do, so if you can help me in any way you can, I would please ask you to do that. So what you can do is essentially watch my videos all the time. If you see any sponsor ads, that's fantastic. It means that I'm getting something, maybe 2 cents, but it means that I'm getting something. What you can also do is, if you know someone who has a brand and they want to market their brand, I have a lot of advertisement space. You know me, right? Yeah, so there's a lot of advertisement space on my suit. So I can also talk about sponsors during the race. Now, if you are interested in knowing a bit more about this, you can just contact me. So please contact any people who are willing to sponsor me. Good. Now, you all have lives to fulfill, so do I, and my family members are becoming a bit annoyed of me talking and them needing to be silent. So I will see you tomorrow, hopefully in a wet condition race. Let's hope it doesn't rain too hard and become impossible to drive. Bye bye!